Hey guys, welcome back to another movie review. I'm literally laughing right now just because I literally recorded this review, and I was just about to publish this review, or not publish this review, but schedule it out. And I completely said the actress's name wrong. I was saying Naomi Scott in the review. Her real name is Naomi Watts, so I just confused the two Naomis. Um, so we're gonna do this review again for Penguin Bloom, the latest from Netflix. It is a family drama centering around a woman played by Naomi Watts, not Naomi Scott, who unfortunately, through certain circumstances, um, becomes paralyzed. Her legs become paralyzed, and she is now confined to a wheelchair. And she begins to have a depressive state. She's feeling lonesome, and she feels like she wants to stay in the house a lot of the times. Um, Something that it's familiar when it comes to talking about depression in films. Um, and then a animal, a wild bird, comes into this family's life, and they name the bird Penguin. And the family's name is the Blooms, Penguin Bloom. So, if that sounds familiar, that is because, well, it is a familiar premise. Um, it's not a story that is looking to reach any depths, but I have to say, atmosphere-wise, yeah, it is familiar, but it's earned. It's completely earned through, I would say, a few things. One, I think Naomi Watts, not Naomi Scott, um, I found her to be very compelling. I found her to be very compelling in the film, as well as Andrew Lincoln at some points. Um, but no, Naomi Watts is clearly the shining part of the film, in my particular opinion, as well as the score. I found the score to be quite tender and effective. Same can be said for the camera work. It was perfectly balanced. Um, but as I was alluding to, it is shallow as fuck. If you're looking for something that is a lot more in depth, you're not going to get it with Penguin Bloom. It does lack the depth, but it has enough to supply an emotional impact. It's like there were some elements that I was drawn to in the film. Um, and just as a small thing, I feel that the film doesn't think the audience is smart enough to understand visual language because there's a lot of times in the film where they will just speak out loud what a visual is representing. Like there's this whole nightmare sequence involving Naomi Watts as she's drowning in her wheelchair and to the ocean floor, and she wakes up from her dream. And we know right away what that means for that character, but then immediately Naomi Watts' character speaks as to what she was just experiencing in the nightmare, instead of just allowing the audience to take that in by themselves. So, and it's weird because they do that for that scene, but not for something that happens at the end. They actually keep that part silent. So, um, so it doesn't really trust its audience enough when it comes to understanding visual language. But beyond that, I mean, Penguin Bloom, in my opinion, is a perfect example of something that is completely and utterly fine. It holds some fair emotional beats and a solid Naomi Watts to keep the piece afloat and from becoming something that could have been a lot less, to be honest. But for what it does hold, you have a satisfying, albeit familiar story that I'm honestly glad to have seen.